The plan for today is to cycle from Ipoh to Malim Nawar. I usually get lost in the city, but this time round I managed to find Gunung Rapat, and from Gunung Rapat I managed to worm my way onto the north-south highway. You really can't miss it. It passes the Pomelo Center, and there's a great big pomelo right next to it. From the Pomelo Center, it is a simple case of heading south for about 5 miles or so and then turn right towards Taman Botani Baru. The stretch to Taman Botani Baru is a relatively flat and easy ride. I deliberately chose this route to avoid the north-south Highway 1. Having arrived at Batu Gajah, I have a choice of continuing my journey straight to Malim Nawar or take a detour to Kelly's Castle, but in the end I've decided to just get going. Batu Gajah to Malim Nawar is a further 14 miles ride, and here I will be cycling past small Malay villages all the way to Kota Baru. Thank goodness for these roadside cafes. The afternoon sun was so intense that day. Life is simple here, and before you know it, I've arrived at the outskirts of Malim Nawar. And the first place that popped up was my old primary school. Unfortunately, this time round, visitors aren't allowed in the schoolyard. Here are photos taken from previous visit. The old kindergarten block is no more. I remembered the canteen like it was just yesterday. Malim Nawar, like many small towns around here, used to be quite vibrant. But as time progresses, the younger generations grew up and city life beckons. Malim Nawar is divided into two parts, the old town and the new town. And this is the new town. This will be my accommodation for the next 2 days. What a lovely morning. Today is Malim Nawar day number 2. I have 1 day to see as much of Malim Nawar as possible. Right now it is about 10 in the morning, but you can feel the morning heat already. This part of Malim Nawar is known as the New Town. This used to be a hardware shop selling bricks and mortar, nails, screws, small tools. Just passing by the local police station here. As a child, I used to frequent these shops, but I don't think anyone would recognize me now. That's the bus stand right across the street. The building in bright orange used to be a cinema. It was later taken over and turned into a restaurant. Business was booming for a period of time, but as more and more people left the town, business dried up and soon the business folded. The building around here hasn't really changed that much. This is the house my grandfather used to own many years ago. It's been sold now. Good to see that it is still standing.
Cuma ibu duduk.
Oh,
Saya punya husband, saya punya cucu. 3 orang saja.
3 orang sajalah. Dia ada sekolah MPS. Methodist Primary ya. Saya pun Methodist Primary.
SMK punya.
Yeah.
Waktu dia.
I got chatting to the owner. The conversation went on for a bit, but basically she's telling me that her kids have all grown up and left for the big cities. Hello. The next door neighbor joined in the conversation, and she was saying that she came to Malim Nawar for a bit of peace and quiet. Turning left here will take you to the old Perak River Hydro Power Station. It has been decommissioned for some time now. We used to be able to go in for a walk, but not anymore. I was turned away at the guardhouse, but I did manage to grab some photos from my previous visit, which I will include here. This building used to house the badminton courts. That's the guardhouse. I once lived in this bungalow, and there's a cluster of such bungalows dotted around the area. They used to be all fenced up, but they have since removed the fence, and I think it looks better this way. These are really nice bungalows, very spacious. It has that holiday house vibe. Back in the Perak River Hydro days, they were reserved for very senior engineers. This is the canteen. It is the place where most of the workers congregate after work. It was in a terrible state back then, but it is much worse now. On my visit back in 2006, I was given an opportunity to visit the workshops, which is normally off limits. That's the main workshop and its surrounding areas. And inside the workshop, the engineers and the administrative officers are on the top floor. My dad used to sit in this office. The following are photos of the canteen back in 2006. That's the workshop on the right. There used to be houses right next to the canteen, but they've all been torn down. This is the front of the canteen. The entrance to the canteen is on the left. The kitchen is to the left, shown by the arrow. Staircase to the top floor on the right. That's where the public television used to sit. That's where the boss used to sit. There used to be houses within the red boxes. These are all employees' accommodations. That's the back end of the old badminton court, view from across the football field. A snapshot of the apprentice hall. There you go, a quick tour of Perak River Hydro. Here's a peek into one of many shops. Oh, this is the original one. Just in time for lunch. Good food is not difficult to find. These pork stuffed ladies' fingers are really good. And so are these meatballs and bean sprouts soup. Right after lunch, I've decided to venture into Kampung Tanjung Bangkong. This is the Malay village right on the other side of Perak River Hydro. I wanted to see if the rear entrance is still accessible. I used to walk on this exact road to get to the town center. For some reason, it seemed a lot longer then. Looks like the rear entrance or the gate is locked. So this is the view from the other side of Perak River Hydro. Right next to Kampung Tanjung Bangkong is the Chinese village. Ying Sing School on the right. And that concludes my tour of Malim Nawar. This is Tanjung Tualang, just a few miles outside of Malim Nawar. This place is famous for its seafood. See you later. Come here. See you later. See you later. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. The following morning, I bid farewell to Malim Nawar and headed to Kampar to catch the train to Kuala Lumpur. My time in Malim Nawar has come to an end, and if you're still with me, then join me in the next episode.